Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is dedicated to those individuals who may not have the money to get a 4-year degree or even go to a boot camp, but they still want to become a software developer, but they're going to go about it the self-taught route. Today, we're going to talk about what I would do if I want to become a self-taught software developer. Okay, one of the different things that I would do, first and foremost, if I wanted to become a self-taught software developer, one of the very first things I would do was learn my very first programming language. One of the best languages to use that a lot of people are using right now is Python. It's a very popular programming language right now, but there are other ones I would suggest, such as JavaScript, C#, and Java. Those are some very good programming language. You will learn the fundamentals. And the great thing about learning one programming language is once you learn one, it makes it easier for you to be able to pick up another language or to learn other languages in general. So that would be one of the very first things I would encourage someone if they want to become a self-taught software developer is to make sure you really take the time out to really understand one program language. Then it'll be very easy when you go to learn another language to apply those same concepts that you learn in that one language that you take the time out to really learn. It'll be very easier for, I should say, for you to be able to quickly pick up another language. The next thing I would encourage someone to do once you learned one of those programming languages is to start learning data structures. We talk about data structures, we're talking about things like arrays, linked lists, stacks, queues, trees, graphs, having a good understanding of how these can be used when you're creating software solutions, because you very well will use these data structures within your career, within your own personal projects. As you're creating solutions, you will definitely use data structures. So having a good understanding of how they work, when to use them, will be very beneficial for your career. Okay, so the next thing that I would tell someone is just to make sure that you are up to speed about the fundamentals of being a software developer. Understanding some of the fundamental things that you're going to do on an everyday basis. One thing that a lot of people that unfortunately that they do not understand the value of it is version control. I recommend that you take some time out to learn at least one version control system. I am very familiar with Git and TFS. Those are the version control systems that I use, but they are very valuable as you are making iterations with code, as you are keeping how you can back up, make backups of your code to go back and to revert to previous copies of the code that you're working on. Having a good fundamental understanding and knowledge of version control is very essential as a software developer. I would also make sure that you understand good debugging techniques as you're working as a software developer and you're working, looking at your code, working on your code. Sometimes you're going to have bugs that you're going to have to figure out. Sometimes you're going to have bugs that you're going to have to figure out that other people introduced into the code, and you're going to have to fix it. With that being said, one thing that I really encourage people is to make sure that you have a good understanding of the IDE that you are using and know all of its capabilities and how you can use it effectively. Understanding your IDE and how you can use it effectively will make your job easier as a software developer. I personally love VS Code and Visual Studio. That's what those are the IDEs that I use, and understanding them, just the little nuances, the key shortcuts, or I can't talk right now. The short keys, you know what I'm talking about, the keystrokes, the shortcuts. You know what I'm talking about. Understanding the nuances of that IDE can definitely save you time and can make you to be more a proficient software developer. Also, understanding how to write clean, maintainable code. Understanding that sometimes, as you're working in industry, you may be in a situation where you're working on someone else's code, and if they have crazy variable names, not following good coding standards and practices, it will make it very, very hard for you to quickly come in and maintain or to make changes to the code that's needed. So those are some of the fundamentals I would definitely encourage you to incorporate in your learning as a self-taught developer. The thing that I would encourage you to do is to get familiar with databases. Not only what they do, their function, how to use them, how to persist data, but how to retrieve information, how to store information in those databases. You have two types of databases that are very, very prevalent. You have relational databases and you have document databases. Having a good understanding of each, I would say, it will be very, very beneficial, depending on the project that you're working on or the company that you're working on. They may use relational databases or they may use a document database. Having a good, clear understanding of both will make you your job easier as you are developing solutions for yourself, your company that you're working for, or the client that you are working for. So definitely take some time out to get familiar with database management, and also understand the concepts of CRUD: create, read, update, and delete. These are going to be fundamental things that you must know as a software developer when you're interacting with databases. You have to know how to create data, how to read or select information from your database, how to update data in your database, and also how to remove data out of your database. These are fundamental things that you must know as a software developer. The last thing I would want to share with you is that to have a good, clear understanding of what type of software developer you want to be. Do you want to be a mobile developer? Do you want to be a web developer? Do you want to create desktop applications? Do you want to go or delve into the world of machine learning? Having a good, clear understanding of what type of developer you want to be will also help fine-tune your studies, whatnot. Let's look at web development. If you want to be a web developer, you definitely want to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and you want to understand concepts like the REST API, HTTP protocols, and web security, things of that nature that you're definitely going to need to know as a web developer. All these different things are going to be pertinent to your learning. So having a good, clear understanding of what type of software developer you're going to be will help tailor your learning curriculum and your desire to become a self-taught software developer. All right, so I hope these tips have been beneficial to you. If I was going back and becoming a software developer, I do have a college degree. And while I find it valuable, I do not think that I would necessarily pursue a college degree. It definitely has value in my life. But, when I think about the other ways that I could have gotten to the same point as a software developer in my career, I think this is probably the most beneficial way, especially if you don't have the money to shell out for a 4-year degree, So I believe that these tips will be helpful. If you have some tips that I left out or some things that you think that would be beneficial for anyone watching this video today, please leave something in the comments. Let us know. Share what has been successful for you in your journey this far as a self-taught developer. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Blessings.